Hi, I'm Mark Toole with 8020service.com, and today's customer service video question of the day comes from Quora, and the question is an interesting one. The question is, why do so many companies fail to offer sufficient customer service training to their support personnel? Well, and again, like every question, almost every question that on Quora, especially the ones that begin with a why, they're assuming something. In this case, they're assuming that companies fail to offer sufficient customer service training. And we can only ask, first of all, why are they assuming this? The answer to that question, of course, is obvious. The answer is because they've dealt with customer service representatives. They're used to frequently dealing with customer service representatives who are somehow ineffective. They can't help them. They seem to not know what they're doing. They're just sort of bumbling around. Oh, don't know. You sound like you're dealing with an idiot. And they assume, and the person asking this question is assuming that the problem is that this person, this customer service representative, has not received sufficient training. And I'm going to say that's probably not the problem. And it's really, I answered another question, I believe, yesterday that was pretty similar. The person was asking why companies don't make customer service a priority. And it's a similar answer to what I'm going to say here today. It's not that they don't make it a priority. It's not that they don't train the people. It's that there are other things that are wrong here. And that's what we'll talk about in this video. In some cases, actually, I think too much training can be more of a problem than not enough customer service training. But we'll get into that. There's one answer so far that, again, not kind of is the conventional answer that you're expecting to see, that you're used to seeing for this sort of thing. They don't make it a priority and they have poor hiring. Well, maybe with the priority thing I talked about yesterday, go find that video and watch it if you want to hear more about my thoughts on that. But poor hiring is another symptom of the disease that has infected conventional customer service over the last few decades. I don't know when it started, but it's really getting to the terminal stage here, and that's why we need something better, something to replace it. That's what I'm talking about here. The disease, of course, is the over-standardization, the reliance on scripts and procedures manuals, and this desire to turn customer service into a thing that someone just writes out a program, essentially, puts it in the hands of anyone, and anyone can just bang out the same repeatable, standardized, industrial age, assembly line customer service experience. And even when it works, this is not ideal. You know when you're dealing with somebody reading off of a script, you know you're not dealing with a real person. They say ridiculous things that no one would ever say. The big long-winded introduction, of course, is one of them. Thank you for calling company's name. Home of the big long slogan that corporate makes me read. I am very delighted to assist you, and I am a customer service ninja or supporting hero or whatever bullshit term we say instead of customer service agent, because agency has no place there, and I would be happy to help you with repeat customers problem today. Mr. Customer's last name, may I verify many pieces of unnecessary information before answering a simple question poorly. You get that guy, you know you're dealing with this sort of system. The NPC conventional system. An NPC, non-player character. I've written about this on the website if you're not familiar with the term, 8020service.com. Go find it there. Read more about that and all my other writings on customer service. But basically, poor hiring, poor training, all of this stuff is a symptom of that. Think of it this way. You are an intelligent, bright, hardworking, motivated person. And someone says to you, hey, I've got a job offer for you. You're going to sit in a chair in a fluorescent lit cubicle somewhere. The lights are going to be kind of flickering. It's going to give you mild anxiety just from the lighting in that place. You're going to sit on like a pinkish chair that's been used for decades. It's faded. It's got some stains you can't identify. Don't think about that. We're going to hook you up to this really old, shitty computer. Big old desktop. It's chained to the desk with a chain because we think you're going to steal it. And then we're going to get a phone that's this big, huge antique of a phone, and you're going to plug a headset into that, and we're going to put that headset on your head. You're going to need to be here at exactly this time. If you're 1 minute late or 1 minute early, you're punished. If you need to piss, you press this button that says pissing. It says something corporate approved to replace pissing, but pissing, and we will time your piss breaks. And if you take too many piss breaks, you'll be punished. This headset's going to be plugged into your ear, and it's going to beep, and there's going to be a customer there, and he's going to have a question, and it's going to be the same question you've heard dozens and dozens and dozens of times that day. It's going to be an easy and a simple question, and you, as an intelligent person, will quickly realize that this question doesn't need to be asked, that simple steps could have been taken to make sure this call never happened in the first place. But that's not your job to think about that. It's not your job to think about anything at all. You have a list of procedures in front of you. You read and a list of scripts. And when you answer the call, you read this script. And then when the customer says something, you find the closest thing to what he's talking about on this procedures list, and you do what the procedures list says. If it's not on the procedures list, you go ask a boss to make a decision for you. You're not allowed to think. Don't think, don't make decisions, follow the scripts, follow the procedures. And by the way, do this all as quickly as possible. If you make any mistake, if you deviate from this thing at all, you will be punished. If you don't do it fast enough, you will be punished. If it's not busy, half of your team will be fired because we don't need you and we'll call it efficiency. And then in a month or so, when it gets busy again, we'll call you back and you'll come in because what else are you going to do? Are you going to take this job if you are a intelligent, hardworking, motivated person, someone with options? Do you think, oh, that sounds fucking good. Oh, by the way, we're going to pay you $12 an hour. Is that good? No? Okay, how about $9? We'll pay you $9 an hour for this. No benefits. Sorry. You'll go through a temp agency. Yeah. Okay. You want that job? No. Of course you don't want that job. Nobody with any options wants that job. The people taking that job are the people who feel, right or wrong, that they can't get anything better, that they can't do any better for their lives, that they have to sit there and take it. And these are going to be lower caliber people by definition, whether they're less capable, less intelligent, or whether they just aren't very motivated, don't have a good self-image of themselves, don't think they can do any better in life. They're going to be lower end people to begin with. Not to say they're bad people as a human being or anything, but less capable in a business sense people, maybe less intelligent people. And B, they're going to be doing a thing that they don't like. They're going to be doing a thing that they feel like they have to do, or they can't feed their family, or they can't get by. And I'm not speaking against these people. I feel a lot of sympathy for these people, but this is what you're dealing with. Lower intelligence people who are doing a thing they don't want to do because they think they have to. How good of a job do you think they're going to do in this situation? And then on top of that, they're told every day, don't think, don't make decisions. If you make a decision, it's wrong and you're punished. Follow the list. If a decision needs to be made, ask someone else. It's not training. These people usually have several weeks of training. It actually takes quite a bit of training to take an intelligent, motivated, thinking person and sort of beat out of them that instinct like, hey, this isn't working well. There's a better way to do this. No. You don't look for better ways to do things. You follow the instructions. It takes training to beat that out of people. Now, the alternative approach is the approach that I help businesses with, the thing that I do, and it's really not difficult. It's really fairly simple to the point where some of these people are just going to ignore it as being too simple. But really, the website is called 80-20 Service for a reason. The 80-20 principle, Pareto principle, you focus on the few things that matter most, that have the biggest impact on your results. Obviously, in the realm of customer service, the biggest thing you can do is to prevent the problems that the customers are asking you about in the first place. If I have to contact your company to ask you a question, to have you fix a problem, no matter how well you handle that request, it's worse than if that problem never happened and everything just ran smoothly for me. But from my perspective and from your perspective as a business, because you have to deal with this person. So that's the thing really is, number one, prevent problems before they happen. You do that, you can ignore everything else I've said today, but there is more to it than that. Forget about this attempt to over-standardize everything. Forget this impulse to turn the customer service agents comes from agency. They have agency in thinking and making decisions, in doing things to help the customer, taking them from an agent with agency and turning them into an NPC, basically a meat-based robot following a poorly written program set of instructions. I'll be happy to help you with that today, sir. It's not to say you can't have some sort of procedures or guidelines of how to do different things, or even scripted replies, especially for things like emails. these things all have their place, but they have their place in addition to a thinking person who makes decisions, who knows what they're doing. That's why customer service training is almost the problem in the conventional sense. What I see as customer service training is really just training on the business, on the products, on the services, and yes, the systems and how to use them. But with how computer systems work nowadays, if you can't figure out how to go into like the payment system and Stripe or whatever and click refund to issue a refund, or your customer service ticket, click close ticket to close a ticket, you have no place working in any business if you can't figure that out. This stuff is so simple. Yeah, show it to somebody once, and if they don't get it, move on. But point is, less training is better. People need to understand the business and the products and the services so that when a customer asks a question, they know the answer to the question, or they know where to find the answer to the question, not simply, customer asks question, where is question in procedures guide? Read script associated with question from procedures guide. That is because they're... No. This less training is actually better in this case, and it's a symptom. When you get bad customer service, it's tempting to think these people just need more training. The training might be the problem, and if you're a customer, not much you can do about this other than just try to be sympathetic to this person, remembering that they're a miserable, probably not very intelligent person sitting there being told what to do all day, every day, fearing that they can't quit because they need the money for whatever. Just try to be sympathetic and know that when they say something stupid or they read something dumb off a script that makes no sense, it's not them, it's their programming that they're going to be punished if they deviate from. But if you're in business, and you're considering following a conventional customer service approach, this is what's going to happen. This is how your customers are going to see it, whether they realize it or not. They might think the guy needs more training. They might think customer service isn't a priority to you. That last one might be the truth, although if it is a priority, you're just following the wrong set of advice. Bottom line, though, it takes doing things differently. It takes a different, more intelligent approach, a simpler approach, an 80-20 approach, and that's what I recommend that you do. Looking for more information on this, again, 8020service.com is the website. I've got a guide for businesses to show you exactly how to do all of this, or just some free posts there. And again, like I've said on all of these videos, I do one of these videos every weekday on a customer service question. This one came from Quora. I take questions from Quora. Also, if you're watching on YouTube, leave a question in the comments. I may use it in a future video. As always, subscribe, follow, like, upvote, thumbs up, all that stuff. And I will be back tomorrow with another video.